I ranked all the live action Spider-Man with no personal opinion, no bias, and only objective reasoning. Keep track of the scores and comment down below right now who you think will win. So with that being said, let's get it. In the comics, Peter Parker is a child prodigy, brilliant in science, socially awkward, and often bullied, especially by Flash Thompson. He struggles financially, struggles with his love life, and lives a life constantly interrupted by superhero responsibilities. Starting off with Tobey Maguire, right from the first 5 minutes of Spider-Man, Tobey's Peter screams the classic Peter Parker. He's late to the bus and desperately shouts for help. He gets laughed at by Flash and other students, and he makes such an awkward impression in front of MJ. He's defended by Harry in high school and shows how vulnerable Peter Parker is. One big change, however, to this iteration of Spider-Man is that director Sam Raimi gave him organic web fluid instead of Peter making his own web shooters. Sam Raimi thought it would be more believable that way.
Tally-ho.
But even without that, he's clearly brilliant as he is top of his class, admired by Dr. Connors, Octavius, and Osborn.
Trying to do better.
And the awkward love life is absolutely there. MJ often chooses others over him, and being Spider-Man only makes it harder. Peter deals with financial struggles, and he freelances at the Daily Bugle just to make ends meet. Moving on to Andrew Garfield, this Peter is much more modernized. He is a skateboarder, he wears eye contacts, he's more stylish. He's still bullied by Flash, but after getting powers, he humiliates him intentionally. That's a big difference from Tobey's Peter, who only fought back in self-defense. Granted, he did finish the fight. Andrew's Peter is also a top student and actually does make his own web fluid, but romance for him comes way too easily. Gwen is giggling over him from day one, and he reveals his secret to her almost immediately. There's far less of that awkward tension we expect from an early Peter Parker. And lastly, Tom Holland. MCU Peter is the youngest we've seen. He's still awkward, nerdy, and deals with the Flash, but this one's actually brilliant and not much of a high school jock. Peter is brilliant and builds his own web shooters, but quickly becomes reliant on Tony Stark's technology. And his love life is the classic awkward fumbling with Liz and eventually ends up with MJ. By No Way Home, he finally builds his own suit from scratch, which was great to see, and I cannot wait to see more of it in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So here are the results for round 1. Tobey Maguire's Peter places first place this round with 4 out of 5 points for being the closest to the comic book Peter, minus the fact that he didn't make his own web shooters. Tom Holland's Peter places second with 3 out of 5 points for a strong portrayal of the character, but his Stark reliance just holds him back a notch. And Andrew Garfield's Peter places third place this round with 2 out of 5 points for being too cool and being overall less awkward. Spider-Man is self-made. He gets his powers, and he figures them out on his own, makes his own suit, and faces villains without any guidance. And silly humor during fights is core to the Spider-Man persona. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was the first we saw in theaters, and he fits that self-made mold. He designs his own suit, he operates without any mentors, and there are no other superheroes to guide him. Every battle from Green Goblin to Doc Ock, he handled on his own terms. His fight choreography is top notch for its time, and it's packed with emotion and physical storytelling. And while he does slip in jokes now and then, his humor is more subtle compared to the others. Moving on to Andrew Garfield, Andrew's Spider-Man is also very independent. He creates his own suit, his own web fluid, and has no other hero guiding him. His agility and web swinging style are dynamic and fluid, often more acrobatic than Tobey's. But what really makes him stand out is his humor. He constantly is joking during fights, teasing crooks, taunting villains, and using this humor to mask the tension.
Hey, my name is Spider-Man. You can call me Webhead, you can call me Amazing, just don't call me late for dinner, you get it?
This is classic comic book Spidey, and Andrew Garfield nails that playful yet serious balance. And then there's Tom Holland. Tom Holland's Spider-Man starts out with heavy guidance. Tony Stark not only gives him a high-tech suit, but he also steps in to clean up when Spider-Man fails, like in Spider-Man Homecoming with the ferry scene. And then later, Nick Fury directs him in Far From Home, and Doctor Strange plays mentor in Spider-Man No Way Home. That said, he's still funny in combat, often tossing out awkward or sarcastic moments, and by the end of No Way Home, with Stark gone, Strange's spell making everyone forget Peter Parker, and finally his own handmade suit, he's finally ready to operate completely solo, something we will see in the upcoming film Spider-Man Brand New Day. So here are the round 2 results. Andrew Garfield places first this round with 5 out of 5 points. His Spider-Man is very independent and the most comedic, which just fits the Spider-Man persona we see in the comics. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man gets second place for this round with 4 out of 5 points. He is also very independent, but he has less humor in his character. And Tom Holland's Spider-Man places third place this round with 3 out of 5 points. He starts off very dependent and slowly grows to independent, so perhaps we will get to see more of this in the future. A great Spider-Man isn't defined by victories, but by the losses he endures and how he keeps moving forward even when he can't be happy. Deaths, broken friendships, loves lost. Peter Parker always pays the price for doing the right thing. Tobey Maguire's Peter begins his journey with Uncle Ben's death, a direct consequence of his inaction.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
That one moment shapes his entire moral compass, cemented by Uncle Ben's
"With great power comes great responsibility."
From there, he prioritized being Spider-Man, and as a result, his personal life crumbles. He starts failing classes, he struggles financially, and his relationship with MJ is constantly strained. His friendship with Harry turns toxic when Harry blames Spider-Man for his father's death, and eventually it gets so bad that Peter quits being Spider-Man, but Aunt May's words remind him of his duty, pulling him back in. By the end of his trilogy, he's holding a dying Harry in his arms, yet another loss tied to his double life. Moving on to Andrew Garfield. Andrew's Peter also starts with Uncle Ben's death, which happens as a result of Peter running away after an argument. That guilt follows him, and his losses just keep growing. Captain Stacy dies, warning Peter to stay away from Gwen to keep her safe. Peter tries to listen, but then in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Gwen's death becomes one of the most heartbreaking moments in any Spider-Man story. It's a crushing example of the risk Peter takes and the people he loses because of him. Lastly, Tom Holland. Tom Holland's Peter skips over Uncle Ben's death entirely, only ever hinting at it. Instead, his first major loss is Tony Stark, his mentor in Avengers Endgame. But his most devastating moment comes in No Way Home. Aunt May delivers the
"And with great power, there must also come great responsibility."
before dying in his arms, leaving Peter Parker in pain and anger. And then to save his world from the villains across the multiverse from entering, Peter makes the ultimate sacrifice, asking Doctor Strange to cast a spell, making everyone forget who Peter Parker is. Not just his friends, not just MJ, everyone. He lost his aunt, his mentor, and anyone that still knew him has no idea who he is, ending the movie with Spider-Man truly alone. It sets him up for potentially the most faithful comic book Spider-Man yet in the upcoming trilogy. Now here are the round 3 results. Tom Holland places first place for this round with 5 out of 5 points. He is utterly alone and carries the heaviest emotional burden. This is a depressing Spider-Man, and this is just what it means to have all this responsibility and sacrifice. Tobey Maguire scores second place this round with 4 out of 5 points for his consistent grounded loss and struggle throughout the films. And Andrew Garfield scores third place this round with 3 out of 5 points for tragic moments but fewer consequences. So now to announce the final score and who is the winner of this unbiased ranking. Andrew Garfield comes in third place with 10 points, followed by Tom Holland in second with 11 points, and Tobey Maguire wins first place with 12 points. Tobey Maguire takes the crown. His Peter Parker is the most accurate, his Spider-Man is strong and self-reliant, and his sacrifices keep him grounded. If we break it down, Tobey Maguire's is the best Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield's has the best Spider-Man persona, and Tom Holland's carries the most sacrifice and loss. They all shine in different ways and had a very close competition, but overall, Tobey Maguire edges out the win. Now, for my personal ranking, I still place Tobey Maguire on top. And yeah, I admit, part of that is because of nostalgia. His movies were some of my earliest conscious memories, and in fact, they were the first Marvel movies I watched and are the reason I love Spider-Man, making him my favorite fictional character of all time. But beyond that, I feel that his movies were really grounded and had a heartfelt take. Tom Holland introducing Spider-Man into the MCU was a dream to watch, and Andrew Garfield's performance in No Way Home really reignited my love for his version of Spider-Man. And seeing all three together in No Way Home, that was a once-in-a-lifetime moment. I cannot wait for Tom's next trilogy, and Spider-Man Brand New Day could potentially make him the best Spider-Man yet. And for Tobey Maguire, I'm calling it right now, we will see him again in Avengers Secret Wars. Seeing him in an Avengers movie is a dream come true, and I need to see Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, and RDJ share the screen together. So that was my ranking, but the question is, what is your ranking? Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Make sure to drop your thoughts down below in the comments, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you're new around here for more Marvel content just like this. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay blessed.